Start. All right, here we are. 4 weeks later. Super excited for this. I was really looking forward to getting down and getting the details of the post analysis of Cape Epic, right? Obviously, you both survived. We're here. We're talking about it. So let's dive into it. After our first initial podcast discussion, I think it's the best thing we should do on starting off is to ask each of you off the bat, give me a high and a low, something that was great, a high, loved it, and then something that was tough, low, difficult. And I know we're not prompted, so it's going to come straight off your. I know Fernando wants to go first.
Nobody's
Boris go first, but give us a high and give us a low, because I know you had many of both.
No, more. I would say many of the highs.
Yeah.
Big range, big organization, a strong organization. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And lows, I would say exactly in the same. But it is just that the trip is long.
Mm-hmm.
Then for you guys out there planning to do it, just plan to go a couple of days or maybe a week before. Just that.
Okay. Getting out there before, check out the landscape, get everything tested
take
out.
vacations.
Oh, take a vacation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm riding vacation, you know?
Yeah. Ride the train. All right, Fernando.
The high, there are so many, as Boris said, the best organized race I ever been. And it's incredible. I think the highest for me is feeling like a pro again.
Yeah.
At the beginning when you go every few seconds, both together, and you are in this ramp, and it's like, oh, I'm here in Cape Epic.
Looks like the Tour de France.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
cameras everywhere, people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the lows is relative, but because you have many dark moments when you're riding. I didn't have anything in particular that really was negative. I think maybe at the end when the race finished, it finished like suddenly. Everybody disappeared. They start taking out the tents and so on, and like I felt like, okay, this is done. I don't know what I expected, but that's kind of the low. It finished a bit of that.
Yeah. Kind of wanted to keep it going.
Right.
Yeah. So, did it live up to the hype as a physical challenge, like as a cycling? The technical aspects, obviously there was a ton of climbing. Did it live up to the hype? Because both of you are very positive coming back, and we'll get into a little bit more on details, but did it live up? Was it a monster of, and you both have done a lot of events, so there's a lot of comparison and parallels to other events, but did it live up to this?
Oh,
this hype?
yes. Definitely. From the beginning, there was no rest whatsoever. You think, I did a few marathons, several days, and there is a day that is easier. There was no easy here. Everything, even the last day, was like go, hard, climbing. It was hard. It was, it took everything out of my energy, my soul, in a good way, right? But yes.
It is a race, and at some point your mind can go to, okay, I'm tired, I'm not race anymore.
Yeah.
But everyone is in race mode.
Yeah.
Then every day you really kind of measure yourself to be able to wake up the next day. But you really go to the edge every day.
What was a motivator every day? Because I know there was a, because I followed it, there was a ranking, right? So you could see where the pros were, they collect the stages, they'll have times, was that a motivator? Were you motivated, hey, let's just finish the stage? Were you motivated by, let's beat these guys in front of us? What was it?
I think we were together in the same mode, that we really want to finish strong.
Yeah.
Finish in the way we can come back and tell the story.
Yeah.
And really enjoy a really good ride. Then I don't think we really talk about tomorrow special. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this.
No.
No. I think it was mostly for we live up through the day to go to the night and get together and wait some time, drink some wine every night. But yeah, it was like a more like the experience and really live up through the experience and the race itself. I don't think that in some point, I mean, every day was really hard every day. But yes, I don't remember that we say, oh, tomorrow we wanna.
Yeah.
No,
No,
don't
I-
think so.
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's a good question.
I think for me, and this sounds a bit of a cliche, but honestly, it was the people. You see everybody excited and nervous, but nervous in a different way. Not like in an Ironman, which everybody's freaking out because of the swim. This one, you could see the people like ready to go,
Yeah.
and that human energy, I think, was a bit of a motivator. And then, of course, you start counting days, like almost if you were in jail, like in a good way. It's a kind of a weird feeling, right? You want to stay there, but you want to finish. And you say, okay, yeah, I want to get done with this day, right? So go. That's the way I think of this. But I do enjoy, but at the same time, I want to start so I can finish. And yeah, that's my motivation.
So you were living day by day almost. You weren't thinking about tomorrow, the next day, this stage, the next stage.
No, I don't. I wasn't thinking. I was every day by day, and as Boris said, every day we'll talk about that. But we went dinner, shower, whatever, and then a good couple of glasses of wine, and just enjoy the moment. And then next day will be next day, right? So that was the way. And I think.
I mean, we knew about the challenge. We knew about the climbing. Every day is climbing. I mean, there is no day. There is no day that is the day that is shorter is a time trial.
Yes, that's all.
Then there is no day that you say, oh, it's easy tomorrow. No, there's no days like that.
Yeah.
Then some days you climb from the beginning, some days you climb on the end, but like you always climb.
Right.
And you see those guys from the first day, from the prologue. You see the Europeans, the mountain born and raised people training in the mountains. You clearly saw that, and compared to the Texans.
Yeah.
But hey, I can tell you, we fight. We fight hard.
Oh, yeah.
We pass a lot of Europeans as well.
Yeah. That's a good point because you, as you is couples racing, right? So you get the motivation passing people, right?
Yeah.
And when they pass you, it's a bit of a okay, let's go.
Little battles.
Yeah, and there were many of those because there's thousands of people, right? So it's 1,500 people.
Yeah. Did you is this the first time for both of you to have to ride to finish together each stage? Like, let's review. You have to finish it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me it was
Yes.
Yeah. So that's an interesting dynamic, right? And, very right. And like I joked, I think about it in the first podcast, like we may have some stories on that, right? Like there has to be over this whole time. There was a time where like Boris was like, nah, this Fernando, or Fernando was like, what's going on with Boris? There had to be there had to be a low moment. There had to be some kind of like disagreement, or hey, I think you could do this, or there had to be something there.
Then look this, very good stories about working together. We have different fitness. Fernando is lighter, stronger. He climbs fast. And I can do.
not in Quebec, but
Yeah, but we find out that I'm a good climber.
Yeah.
But I'm a good climber. I'm not a fast climber. I'm just constant climber. Then means we really work together to get in the best way as possible, and we use the bell in the bike.
yes.
And it was like we were climbing, a lot of people climbing. We were with a lot of people, and then we ring the bell just to have an answer. Then if I ring the bell, I'm in the front. I don't see Fernando. I can't see Fernando.
Yeah.
Then I ring the bell to see if Fernando is coming. If Fernando ring the bell, it's because he's coming. If he doesn't, it's too far or something like that.
So we ring twice if somebody was in trouble. That was our
That was your signal.
the signal.
And because people believe we are looking for, hey, make a room for us.
Yeah, they thought you're coming. Yeah.
Everyone's suffering and saying, hey,
Yeah, here we go.
No, definitely the
That's good.
dynamic
It was good.
of riding with somebody else is different. You have to accommodate.
Yeah.
You have to be accommodated. You
Yeah.
know, and it's difficult. You know, we have a similar but different way to do this. And the good news is that we end up being friends.
You're still friends.
We did complain one time, and we
Oh, one time we stopped.
we stopped. Yeah,
we stopped, fix it like maybe 10 seconds, maybe 20 seconds.
Yeah, the whole fight
Yeah.
maybe last 5 minutes until we stop.
Yeah.
And say, okay, well, let's figure this out. And like a married couple.
Yeah,
So,
a little therapy session.
With a therapy session and say, okay, we promised that it will only take 20 seconds. So let's count 20 seconds and go. And then we did that. Okay.
And that was it.
And then we didn't talk for a minute or two. And then we went. And then nothing else happened. We never touched the topic again.
It's amazing.
And it was just we were both tired.
It was things of racing, just small things.
Yeah, because I know individually, if you're going to ride that long, you're going to have some internal battles, right? And you just add another person into it.
We ride similar, but we are totally different persons.
Yeah.
That's it. We ride similar. We love bikes. We love mountain biking. But we love, that's the only thing we have in common.
Yeah.
Then we need to be clear on that. I mean, it's absolutely, but it is a really, I mean, it's not a race to taste. To test the friendship. It's not because of that.
Yeah.
But you have a clear rules, then you have a clear expectations.
Yeah, sure. That's good. How many hours were you riding total?
6 to 7
per day. But a total, I didn't check.
I wonder
per
what
day.
it was.
6, 7 per day.
Yeah, but a total. I didn't check.
Total.
I didn't check.
You added up. I bet it was pretty.
Well, you say 8 days, so make
56
hours.
I will check that, but I didn't check.
Close probably to 60 hours
Oh,
riding.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, it's not only that. Because you almost sleep.
Yeah.
Wake up. And then go dinner and just say goodbye before bed. I mean, it's just really, really the tent, sleeping in tents, all this stuff. Everything is pushed you to an edge or a momentum that you continue living up to the day.
Yeah, that's interesting. That must be one of the draws of the Cape Epic, right? Cape Epic brings people who do it want to go back. People who do it want tell their friends and their teammates, and there's something of the draw or the aura about it is interesting. So let's talk about this tent. So like you're riding 6-7 hours a day, you're climbing, it's hot, and then you got to sleep in a tent.
Yeah.
Like what's that about?
That's some people I'm surprised complain about it. We both agree that this was for me was great. The tent was great. It was big enough. They have
4 inches mattress.
And then you have space. And compared with other things I did like Marathon de Sal, this was like a hotel, a 5-star hotel. I had no issues whatsoever. I slept well, and I think
there was a couple of nights that was a storm.
There were a couple of nights
like a rainstorm,
kind of tornado.
Ooh.
I mean, some of the tents and some of the big tents for the marketing and stuff just fall apart or blow up.
You slept through
the night, the tents just moved and everything was. I mean, we lived through the stations. In fact, we came to almost one day was 115 or 17 degrees.
Yeah.
And another 2, 3, 4 days after it was raining and maybe about 72, 67 degrees.
Wow. So you saw all the weather.
But
I didn't even ask. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the tents were.
If
you don't do that, I'm surprised people. If I would advise somebody to do, I'd say I go on a tent. I don't want to go to a hotel. This is the part of the whole experience,
Yeah.
And there were better tents actually, and I didn't even want it to be the better tents. These were tents that were a bit more luxury, I guess, bigger, and this was perfect for us.
Quick explanation: every single camp, they have 3 camps. Okay, they move the race 3 days here, 3 days here, 3 days here, something like that. Maybe 2 days in some place. Then these places are vineyards or big farms, big thing. You have a space, big for 2,000 people and food and stuff, hospital, everything. They move everything.
Yeah.
Those are close to a small cities or small towns. Okay. Then local people who drives their own car from the city or from other places in the
And the
country.
professionals also.
Or professionals, they have, or either they go to hotels or even Airbnbs or things like that, or they stay in RVs.
Yeah, RVs.
They have
Yeah.
an RV camp close by with showers and stuff. Then they have different levels. So I would say different levels, different options. As Fernando say, if I advise somebody to go enjoy the full version of the race, which is go to a tent, wake up, go to the shower, that mobile shower, go to the restaurant, spend some time on they have some the kind of rider zone, a big zone with a fake grass, with a turf, and a lot of sofas and pillows everywhere and TVs, and you charge everything you need to charge in that place.
Oh, interesting.
Then you spend most of your free time in that place.
Got it. So did you meet people? Was there a community? Were you hanging out with other riders from different all over the world and kind of building any kind of
We met, we met a couple of people that Boris met in another race in Portugal, and these guys were from Argentina. And then you come across people from all over the world, which is fascinating, and then basically you share either a breakfast or the dinner with them, or you talk a little bit about the race, that's another part where maybe we did it a little different. I was more into, I took an opportunity to, think and to go on my space, and not on purpose. I love talk to people, but that's what I did in this particular case. And Boris, and I were not always together all the time. We went to dinner at different times. Then we got together for dinner, and we always end up having our famous bottle of wine. But besides that, we hang out with different people sometimes. We have our own space, not on purpose. It just happened, right?
Yeah.
We were like,
You're spending your whole day together on the bike.
Exactly.
You probably need a little time.
Each other,
You
right?
need a little time away.
When we came from South Africa, we spent maybe about a week that we don't even ride met in Houston.
When you got home, you need a little breather.
Enough of
break. But no intention. I mean, nothing really.
That's it. There's a lot of intensity to that closeness for those, and a little bit of pressure. You got to live up to this. You got to live up to that. You're in this together. You each got to carry your load. It's not easy. How was the trip out there? You're clear across the globe, right? How was that trip? Was it?
That was long and tedious, right? We were in economy class, and for 22 hours.
22 hour door to door.
We flew to or even a bit more. We flew to New York, and then from New York we flew directly to Cape Town.
Oh, so okay.
It's a new flight, by the way. And
wow.
And we had to do a direct flight, but it's long.
We used to do that.
Overnight.
Yeah, we slept and drink some wine and watch some movies, and then when we got there, we packed. We brought to a couple of issues that we have with the bicycles, and but overall the trip was, it's just long.
It's
right?
long.
So,
It's long.
Yeah. And then when you get there a couple days before the race?
Couple days.
Yeah.
Couple days. And what did you do those couple days leading in?
Yeah, we figured out the bikes. I don't know.
The same night we arrived to an Airbnb, really beautiful Airbnb.
And this is in Cape Town?
It's close to the start of the race.
Okay.
It's about maybe 45 minutes out of Cape Town.
Out in the country, in the hills.
Yeah. In the wine estate.
Yeah, the vine.
The wine estate. Yeah. Then we just put the bike together, and we find out a couple of really strong mechanical. I have one piece that it was fractured on the bike, on the seat post, the clamp, and Fernando lost the spacer that secured the
handlebar.
The handle.
Yeah.
Two important things: your seat and your steering, your handlebar.
And
mine easy. I would say mine easy because it's just kind of make every.
It was a standard piece.
Standard piece.
Mine was
Nobody. First time everyone see a Pinarello like this. And that
Was that the only Pinarello you saw the whole time there?
was one more.
Well, there was one more.
Maybe one or two more, but that's not many.
So we went to a couple of mechanics and we went to a bike store. Nobody had what we needed. And we started like, okay, how do we figure this out? We end up making a little bit MacGyver. Remember MacGyver?
Yeah, MacGyver.
Yeah, so we kind of bottle plastic. We needed a rigid piece of plastic. We got a water bottle. We cut it. We put it inside with a little bit of aluminum foil. And we put it there. We stick it with a bit of everything, boom, boom, boom. And then
we ride and say, nothing happened. Okay, we're not gonna touch.
Yeah.
Did you forget about it after a while?
We tried.
Yeah.
The first day, and then
I was
thinking, should I go to a mechanic? I said, you know what? Let's leave it the way it is. And until I came back, I finally found the piece and put it.
And the first day was tough. I mean, the first day they called it prologue. It was a big climb, and after the climb, a big downhill fast. I mean, no downhill like this. Most of the time in the downhills there, were a little like a sneaky downhills with ramps and stuff like a very, very controlled. This one is straightforward, about 23% downhill, uneven, dry.
Yeah.
You brake and was just
dust
everywhere. And we tried the first day that bike, and you were ahead, I was in the back, and in that downhill, I lost my back brake. It was so warm, it was so hot.
Oh, the disc heated up,
Woo, done.
Yeah.
I was telling Fernando, I have no brakes.
Ring the bell.
And I was in the front, and just literally the saddle on my belly.
Yeah.
I have no drop.
No dropper post,
No, those were the only mechanics.
Right? And that day, I went to the mechanic and I put it on
dropper post. Yeah.
The same day.
Wow. And then what, did you get a new rotor, or did it cool off and it was fine?
No, I just, the brakes pads.
Oh, brake pads, yeah. Yeah, that's incredible. So I was following it on the app, but I also listened to a daily podcast. They were interviewed two pros who were racing it, and they were in the pro field, obviously, and they would talk about, it was like a 22-minute like recap, and they talk about each event, and they talked about the prologue, they talked about the time trial, then they talked about a couple of stages that they had to cut short, right? One was weather related, I think it was heat, and then maybe one was rain.
Yes.
So talk about that a little bit.
We hit every weather that you know of.
Yeah.
We had
Really?
warm, cold, wind, heat, rain, all of the above. Mud, dry, storms, everything. So day by day, you didn't know what to expect, and it was it made part of the challenge, right? So we faced every single weather conditions that there is on this planet.
Then a lot of red dust in the first 2-3 days, climbing red dust.
Yeah.
And then we changed to another area where there is a black soil, and then rain.
And then rain on top.
And then rain on that. Then the black soil, literally, we walk for 40 minutes, maybe 1 hour. We don't, everyone.
Yeah, the pros actually said they had to walk too.
They walk.
Yes.
They have videos.
Yeah.
Then, it was sticky. I mean, to be honest, you were not able to push the bike because the bike was sticky in sticky mode.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're pushing, you're really driving.
That's incredible.
Then, we have a couple of storms when really they stopped the race from 7 a.m. to maybe 10:30 a.m.
Yeah.
They get short the last day.
Yeah.
Because the storms were lightning, a lot of lightning and all that stuff, and in the mountains. And every day was a mountain. I remember that Fernando and I looking the first day, look at that mountain. That's super high, but that's super far.
That was your mountain every day.
That was one. And another. Yeah.
Oh my God. It's daunting for me to sit here and think about like the magnitude of this thing, right? Like, I could see doing one day, you put all your eggs in one basket and you go for it. But to get up and do it over and over and over again is really, really, really impressive.
We have massages.
Massages
That
too.
was a good.
So yeah.
That was a good
Is
idea.
that part of it? The
You
experience?
pay additional, but you have the opportunity.
Yeah. So you kind of had the pro lifestyle,
Yeah,
massage.
you have a couple of things you could pay extra. Laundry was one, to wash your
Oh yeah,
and that was
That's a-
good. I would
yeah.
recommend that. And the massage was good.
Mhm.
And then the mechanic, Boris got
I
the
got
mechanic.
you.
I didn't. I was kind of against getting in case that would be against me.
Yeah.
If I get a mechanic, something would break. So and yeah, then then dinner and everything else was covered. When you finish every day, you have meals. That was actually
It's like a little city, little village of people.
it's like a little village. That's
Yeah.
a good way to describe
It was
Yeah.
a village.
a little
Yeah.
They
village.
built a village.
And then they move it twice, you said, or yeah. That's
Crazy.
incredible. That's
Amazing.
incredible.
And everything is in the same place.
So it's cookie cutter from one to the other.
That's almost a copy of it.
Your tent is at the same place?
I don't know if they have maybe two places at the same time, and the first moved to the third, because to be honest, it was super well, I think super well
Yes.
built and everything clean.
Yeah.
Big spaces, very well designed.
Plenty of food, no lines, like everything was good, right?
Chefs, you have chefs, many chefs.
Yeah, we struggled a couple of times with our again, not to be repetitive, our wine. They the first day they'll sell the wine, but nobody was drinking wine, all except us. And then second day you had to go and walk, a few like half a mile to get it, and we end up asking. To the pros table, they had some wine.
Oh,
Some of the
sure.
sponsors had some wine. We
Yeah.
asked, hey, today we couldn't get the wine. Can you share? And they were like, oh yeah, sure. And so we got our wine there. But then that was our little thing every day.
Your ritual. Little ritual.
Our ritual, yeah.
Yeah. So you're in these little camp villages. You're riding out in these beautiful vineyards. Did you get any taste of South Africa outside of like the village, the people, the culture of the village, any of that?
Yes. Then look at this. They have every day like water stop, like a water station.
Yes. Yeah.
In the water station,
Just one per day?
No, they have 2 or 3 per day.
Okay.
Depending on the length of the day. They have 2 or 3, but even not 3, but it was maximum. Very well set up. Very well. You have a medic first, and then normally you have irradiation. You have water, and then you have special irradiation. They have a little food. They have a lot of food. Okay?
Yeah.
People give you even potato, really good food. Really, you have really good food. And at the end, you have mechanic. But the mechanic, you have on-demand mechanic, and you always have chain lubricant.
Yeah.
You just the bike, and there's 2, 3, 4 guys put lubricant. You move.
Yeah.
I can tell you that when I read.
They were locals, by the way. They were locals from South Africa.
Locals. Yeah.
And in some of the stations, they have kind of a school of kids dancing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Local music.
Yeah.
In one of them, I stopped.
That's good. Yeah.
And I tried to dance with them.
Did you?
I have
Do you have a video of that?
I had to.
Hey, you have to drop that into this podcast.
With them.
Beautiful. That had to be early before you got tired too.
I'm telling you this. We were not racing. We were racing, but we were enjoying.
Yeah.
We stopped. We did everything very efficient.
Yeah.
But we really were enjoying the nature, the views, the mountains, the rocks, the people, the life.
Yeah.
Really, there's no way. I mean, it's not worth it to go that far and just be focused on your life.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
When we passed through some of the vineyards, the locals, the owners were there, or the people that were enjoying the vineyard that day were there cheering up, and that was a good welcome kind of feeling,
Yeah.
Those vineyards were amazing, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of it's private land that you're going through, and they're allowing, they're working
only
with,
for the race.
for that race.
Some on the video.
Yeah, and that's a unique perspective.
We passed through some tunnels like that one. See the mud on that part of the video as well. That was really muddy.
Yeah, that brings back some nightmares.
Oh no, the chain, the chiefs, it was a mess. And then you climb.
Yeah, that's
With
incredible.
the maximum you have in the eagle.
Yeah.
Because you have this ram eagle, which is a big one you have.
Yeah.
The maximum you have the eagle, you climb and it's not enough.
And then you
Even the eagle.
It's not enough.
It's this big.
It's long enough.
Yeah,
and
that's
these
incredible.
downhills that were twisted.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. That's important for South Africa. I think it's important to say they have a bunch of mountain bike parks.
Yeah.
I mean,
Impressive.
Yeah.
8 ramps.
Yes.
Beautiful. It's so beautiful. I really enjoy that. It was the happiness. It's crazy. Beautiful. You feel pro.
Yeah, it's incredible to feel, and I know it's been 4 weeks, so maybe you have, the pain and suffering has subsided, and you're bringing up the positive feelings from it. But both of you have like you just have this energy talking about that's so positive and happy. Not always the case. Like Fernando just did the Ironman Texas 3 days ago, week ago.
Yeah.
How many? I don't even know how many days ago.
Last weekend.
Last weekend, right?
3 days.
If I ask him about Ironman Texas, he's not going to talk like you're talking about the happiness, right? You're not.
No, it's just another race, right?
Yeah, it's a different. So this has, so if somebody's out there and they're like, Cape Epic, I watched your first video, now I see you guys come back. Like there is a positive feeling and vibe and a different experience than one where you're chasing a clock, you're chasing a time. This, you are competing, you're racing, you're giving everything you have, you're pushing yourself to the limits, but you're also experiencing something bigger, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a different type of adrenaline and experience and feelings, and it's one of those races that you will repeat for sure, but it's one of those that you just want to absorb the memories, keep them with you, and it's just
You made
it's beyond the race,
beyond the race, yeah. And do you feel like you came back a different person? Did you come back? Did it bring something special to you? Did it change you at all? I mean, maybe your friendship, but maybe you personally. You said, Fernando, you spent a lot of time kind of reflecting on some things. Did you, Boris? You took this challenge on. You've overcome some things in the past. Some injuries in the past to take on. Literally, you bring up Cape Epic to a mountain biker, they're like, "Oh, whew."
There is a reason for me that it was a part of the wish list. It's almost impossible to finish something like that and finish strong because we finish strong. We finish. I mean, we suffer every day. We made peace with the suffering, which is very important because we knew that every day we'd be suffering and not a little suffering. It was a lot of suffering from the first 30 minutes. Okay, because we were doing a good pace. I mean, we were not really just going and walking on the park. But it was important, I will say, for me that I will finish something like that strong, finish complete. And we are not young guys. We are not young guys. Then finish complete, and you be able to see all the people around you finishing and the happiness of that. I think that you make some peace with myself on other things that I wasn't able to finish before.
That's beautiful.
That's good.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, for me, I think it was a bit on the mountain bike side. I did some mountain bike races like Leadville and Transportugal. This was at the top of all of them, and it made me feel like, okay, if I go back to any of those other ones, I'll do much better. It improved.
It's raised the bar.
It raised the bar for me. And then this is probably top 5 on my list of
all of the event, the 200 event. You have 200.
Yeah,
I
guess 220 at this point, but basically it's at the top 5 now because of the size, because of the journey of it's special. It's different than a one-day event, and the feeling of the professionalism of the race and everything else, and everything was so well done from the numbers of the bike, which is like not like any other race. The medal.
You had suitcases. They have the whole. The starting, and I'm sure we'll drop some clips down on the video, but the starting block, was like the Tour de France when they do the time trial, right? You get up there, they're counting 3, 2, 1, and it's lined with barriers, people, sponsors, helicopter, like it's Yeah, it's going to be hard to top. You know, you roll up to the Austin Rattler in up there in Spicewood or wherever. It's not going to be the same.
Yeah, exactly.
This one's going to be hard to match.
It's a good race. It's a big race. It's a good race.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard to. We're talking about Fernando. What is the next? The next is gonna be.
How do you top this?
Yeah.
For me, it's one of the. If it's not the top, is close to being the top.
Yeah, like what event is out there that is
Well, this has another 3 or 4, Andorra and Croatia, and what's the other
but
one?
this is the queen.
Croatia, Switzerland.
But this is the queen.
Yeah.
I think we started really great.
You started at the top.
Yes.
Yeah. You can fill in, but this is the top.
I had a goal that I'm gonna drag this guy in. The only problem to drag him in all of them, because there are all the 4, and this is the queen, is because one of them is the same day of the same weekend of the Island of Texas. Angelo Fernando is
You can't miss it.
one of the 4 is still.
Yes, there's 4 guys left.
But anyway, it's Andorra, it is Switzerland, it is Croatia,
Yeah.
and missing one.
But
Wales, the Wales to Wales, which is White Wales, which is in South Africa as well. Those 4 and
So that's the series. Is it the same format?
yes,
Teams, partners,
shorter.
but short. So most people would build up to this.
Yeah.
Not you two guys. Yeah.
We've been building up to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you do Leadville, if you do which we both did,
Yeah.
if you do Transportugal, which we both did,
Yeah.
then you know this is naturally I think was a good next step for us. Is there a more difficult one? There is always someone.
Yeah, there's always something difficult.
Yeah.
I think, we will find it.
You will find it. Would you?
Or the race will find us. So.
Yeah, it'll show up. Is this something you'd want to do again?
I would, but there are so many out there for me. So I would, but only if I had the space and everything else. The logistics is complicated for this. Of course, they decide to do it, no doubt. But I would maybe do other ones. I don't know, Boris.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah.
If I go back to Cape Epic, will be after doing so much
Other
steps. Yes. The good thing, and I don't know what Fernando you think about. You were asking about something about the race that is high. I would say that being able to do it with a peer of you, same time makes you a better person in a whole.
That's a good point. I agree.
I believe from this race, and the reason I'm gonna go for the other caves in the cities, it is because it makes you a better person to work in that deep way and pain.
Yeah,
through the pain, through the suffering, through the good and highs and lows, and be able to be patient and be able makes you a better person.
That's
a great point.
Yes. I'm glad you brought that up because
it's a great point.
Honestly, yeah. I talked to you about this as well. You know, it's hard for me to do something with somebody else.
Yeah, because most of these endeavors are individual.
Look at this. Everything we done before is triathlon. Triathlon. I mean, we are team players in different scenarios. Rugby's work, but in the sport we are multiplayers.
Yeah, individuals.
Yeah,
multiplayers.
So
they've been able to go through this is
yeah. Do you know what? You asked me what was a takeaway, or you will ask me probably, and I think that was one of the strongest things I got out of this is that you know I'm now more humble than before, you know, because you know whether you know I couldn't catch up with Boris many times or you know I needed him. Otherwise, we wouldn't finish this together. And that feeling, that experience, is fulfilling. You know,
yeah,
and it makes you a better person. Absolutely. It makes you think about, you can do things solo, but you need always the team and the partner.
Yeah, because I know flying to South Africa, the logistics, taking time off work, away from family, spending a bunch of money.
Yeah.
You don't complete it unless Boris finishes. Boris doesn't complete it unless you finish it.
Yeah.
Good point. Many people, many teams. I remember it was 30-something%.
Many teams.
30-something% of the teams didn't finish together. One of the other finished because one of the other abandoned.
You were allowed to finish.
Yeah.
But also, you know, you will not finish as a team.
Yeah. You wouldn't reach the.
Then There's a lot of team that did not finish, but there's a lot of team that finish only one of
With one
a
of them.
bunch. And we were discussing about day to day because we were talking to friends of mine from Portugal, from other places, and that I met in other races, or people that I met in the race. I say, no, I'm going by myself because my peer is not feeling good today.
Yeah.
Okay. And every single day, we met somebody saying exactly the same. They're driving us. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were really lucky. But you're right. Make you humble because you need to work
Yeah.
with.
Together.
And again, sometimes I was trying to catch up with Fernando, and I saw him waiting for me.
Yeah.
And I feel responsible to respond.
It drove you deeper, probably.
Yes. And then I was waiting for him. And then
Drove him deeper.
every day we went.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. If I'm this guy or woman watching this video, and I'm kind of like, that sounds great. I'm a little nervous about it. What advice would you give to somebody who's considering? Like we talked in the first video, this has been on your bucket list. This has been, I forget your exact quote, but you're like, this is my,
Oh yeah.
yeah, this has been. So there was no question.
Nothing.
Right. But there are people out there that may be intimidated. Maybe, it scares me. But what advice would you give to somebody?
So there are many tips, but I was surprised not seeing people walking much. I was surprised of the level of the people. You can't just show up on this race.
Yeah.
You have to do things similar than this before. This is the real deal. And if you're not prepared, so you have to prepare. And we don't have mountains here, but we have Swift and and the trailers, and we did that. And then you have to go beyond before you get there, and be prepared in many ways. Mostly mentally, as I always talk about it. The mental part, your body, your mind will push you on the no, on the negative side many times, and you better prepare. So I don't think this is doable, and many people could argue, and many people probably show up maybe first time, but I tell you, you better be a good mountain biker. It is a technical race. The downhills are scary, and the going up the mountain, you have to have good efficiency, good endurance. So yeah, that's kind of, I mean, it's a bit generic, but yeah, for the most part, you have to be prepared for this.
Well, I think that we sit here and you're positive and you really don't give a lot of downtime, like too much struggle doesn't, like, and I think it's a good sense of what you got from it, but there's not a lot of like, oh, we were down, we were struggling, even though you respect it.
Yeah.
But I think both of you have, like you were saying, Fernando, you're not just training for this, you've been training for decades for this, right? And the race is leading up. And so maybe the experience that you both have coming into it has helped.
Yeah, Boris, maybe you probably agree with my point, but you probably have some. Boris is more technical as well, and he probably has some additional tips.
What would you tell?
I would say training a lot. I mean, this is not a race of show up.
Yeah.
It's not easy. I mean, you see, and Fernando was really make me understand that point because I was focused on the race the first day, and the first night he said there was not many people walking. I say no, was nobody. And the climb was. I was suffering the climb, and I consider a good climber myself. I mean, I'm not competing with the Europeans, but yeah, the level is good. Then I'm totally agree with Fernando. There is two ways to prepare. One thing it is mentally, sorry, physically, which is training a lot.
Yeah.
I would say a lot of time on the bike. Deep time, 4, 5, 6 hours, maybe 2, 3 hours on two every single day. Yeah, important to feel part of the bike. And mentally, you need to know you're gonna struggle, and you need to know your fear. You really need to know how you react to other things. You need to know what is important for them, what is not important for them, because communication is key. Communication is important. People were speaking, trying to speak each other in the bikes. It's really hard to speak. Then communication is not only vocal and words communication. It's more than that. You need to work on that. I will say we were lucky because we were really cycling and riding for years now.
Yeah.
Years now. And the last of the advices for everyone it is possible. It's a race. It's really beautiful. You feel like a pro. You feel part of something bigger, and more than that, is the journey. The race it deserves the journey.
Mm. Mm. It's good. That's
Beautiful.
really good. Yeah.
Beautiful
Beautiful.
race.
Yeah. It's incredible to just sit here and get the feedback, because I've talked to Fernando a couple times since, and you've kind of let on that it was good, but you didn't give me like, this is different, right? Yeah, it's different. It's
And
deeper.
there is a lot more. We're gonna
Yeah.
put some. I think it would be good to have a list of things that some are
What we did
obvious,
right,
many,
what we did
but
wrong.
some were not.
Yeah.
Like the thing, on the bike, and a few other things that we learned that we didn't notice people doing this, and so it might be good to have a list. Or if not, anybody that is listening can feel free
Can
to.
reach out. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So we have a lot of things. I mean, Fernando went with a dropper. I did without dropper. We went both with the inserts on the bike,
Did you? Yeah.
and we have no flats. We have a couple of issues. I mean, escapes and small flats and seals with the sealant, but the
You had no flats.
We have two
It's
little
incredible.
ones, and then
So I'm again.
I mean, we have really on this race.
Yeah.
We didn't stop to change a full tire or put it on it. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That's great. We saw people everywhere on the road.
The guys I listened to, they had flats every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah. That's incredible.
The listener out there that is thinking of this, get to know your bike very
Yeah.
well.
Mhm.
You have to, you're on your own in the middle of nowhere, and you have to fix it. And if you don't know how to change a tube or change the chain or change whatever, you have to know your bike and get the mechanics of it. Yeah. Otherwise,
Brakes, chain, shifts, saddle, tires.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get to know.
Important.
Do you feel like you had the right equipment, the right bike,
Oh,
the
yeah.
right gearing?
Well,
Yeah, again, dropper. I say after the race,
The dropper
I
post,
installed
yeah.
the dropper post that I was against for many years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dropper post and make a big change on my entire race.
Yeah.
Huh. And you
Yeah.
did that after day one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, we were.
And your bike, right gearing,
Yeah, no, it's perfect.
tires.
We were careful on the rocks for sure. We were careful in many pieces.
Yeah.
But when I say careful, we were aggressively careful.
Yeah.
Because we were not careful really. I mean, we want to finish the race.
Yeah.
And we have maybe you fall three times. It's
We
too
fall
big.
a couple of times.
And
each.
myself
Yeah.
as well. One of them I have a lot of scratches. But yeah,
That's
right.
mountain biking. Yeah.
Yeah, but to be honest, we were controlling most of the time what we were doing.
Yeah.
Was there did you see a lot of different bikes, different tire choices? I know mountain biking, the
Full
tread,
suspension. No, full suspension, high-end bikes.
that was everywhere.
High-end. All the
Everybody had a
bikes.
$10,000 bike.
Yeah, the
High-end bike.
the Treks, the Pinarellos, don't know many, but then the
Yeah.
Specialized.
Specialized where and it works for everywhere it works.
Yeah.
Uh,
All the European
Specialized.
brands as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you meet, so obviously a lot of Europeans, because you mentioned that a bunch, a lot of South Americans. Did you see many Americans? Did you meet anybody?
Not many, no, but we
Yeah.
met like a few here and
Yeah.
there.
Just a couple.
Yeah.
Just a couple of Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones from Oregon that,
Yeah,
that I have contact with the guy because he lives close to my brother. And another couple of maybe one American with I mean the couple
Somebody else.
different
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
But Americans were not
Not
much.
many.
Yeah.
If I say 6, I'm thinking I'm
Out of 2,000 or 3,000? Yeah. Wow.
I'm actually
Yeah.
You were wondering why my name, Fernando, as an American flag. I said, no, I'm from Uruguay.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw in the video you had the flag out. That was cool.
Yeah.
Were you the only one from Uruguay?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, A funny thing of the flag that you mentioned, when we were finishing the whole race, I took out the flag, and as soon as I put it up, just a few yards before the end, it got trapped in my back wheel, and I crashed. It's in this video actually, and I crashed pretty bad, like pretty
I
aggressively.
didn't see it.
And then I had
You
to.
didn't see you were
No,
front.
because we were together going into the finish line, and he said, "I want to take the flag." Then yeah, and then I hear something. People, oh,
Yeah, and then I untangled it, and then we finished. But it was pretty hard. But,
We need to see that. You got to drop that
I hope
clip in the
somebody-
video.
I have it in from my GoPro, and
Oh, you need somebody to
Yeah.
Was there race footage? I know they cover the pros,
Yeah.
the helicopters, and
yeah, actually,
and we
showing
watched some of that. Yeah, I watched
of
some of that as well.
video,
Yeah. So we put a video together with this.
These were some of
Yeah.
the funny moments
The cut
went
throughs.
through some of the.
Yeah. You at the end, you're suffering, and nothing is gonna change that you're suffering. But you need to take it's your choice how
Yeah.
you wanna enjoy your day.
Yeah.
And then we were taking pictures. I was posing for pictures. I was a photograph, cameraman. Then I was posing for pictures.
We had
I got a picture for my cousin.
I carry my GoPro all the time, so I have like close to 200 videos, and I'm gonna compile those videos.
Yeah, you need to make a highlight film.
Yeah.
Showing some of that suffering, but also some of the fun as well.
Some of those good moments. And
Yeah, you both were in a good space to be able to accept the fact that it's going to be suffering, but also enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's sort of it's two opposites, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of part of the special part of these endurance sports that we kind of come here and talk about is like,
that's right.
From the person looking outside in, you like to suffer. You are happy when you're suffering. You do this to yourself, but they don't understand the depth of it, right? The suffering is that's where the beauty is, right?
We know each other.
Yeah.
We are competitive. We like to compete. We don't. And to be honest, every day we were looking on the positions. I mean, we were not just. We were looking at the positions every day.
Yeah.
We lost one today. We lost today one. Okay.
Let's pick it up. Yeah.
Then we were competitive, but to be competitive, you need to suffer. There is no way.
Yeah. I think to even complete it and not walk. Yeah.
Yes, we were suffering on the way we were competing and feeling like a pros in a very big race in our life.
Yeah. That's a cool story. It makes me kind of want to do it, but
you should.
I know I should. I should. The mountain bikes. It's good. So what? To wrap it kind of up, obviously you can't really put one word on your Cape Epic experience, but give maybe a sentence, a phrase, a couple sentences. What is Cape Epic?
So of course I cannot use epic. So
yeah.
So as a word, but I think it's it's one of the most memorable mountain bike experience. It doesn't even have to be. It's the most memorable experience I had in a long time, and it fulfills everything I ever dreamed on doing something like this.
Something so epic.
Something so epic.
Yeah.
And I feel so blessed, so thankful that I've done something like this, and I hope all my friends can do something like this.
This big, yeah. Is it something you'll reference down the road, like as you have challenges in life and work and other events you can reference?
Oh yes. But definitely this impacts not only what you did, but what you become, and whether it's professionally, family, friends, it impacts your life in such a way that it's amazing. So I wish for me it's like it's like going to church.
It's your church. Yeah. So what about you, Boris? How do you put it together? Similar?
Very similar. I would say you read the chart, the Untamed. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I was thinking at the beginning, it's just the south of north of Cape. How much can change? it changes a lot and makes you as well adjust your dreams, expectations to the changes.
Nice.
That again, as I told you, make you better person, humble, and as well, you need to take a choice about how you want to see every day, half full or half empty.
Nice.
And I will say that for me, it's been all my life, but I make it part of a something tangible on the day by day, and the relationship with somebody else. It is a fact that changed my life, and in fact changed my professional life. I'm looking on that direction, exactly the direction, and I'm looking forward to be able to share with the guys on the work on that.
It's beautiful. That's deep. That's what sports
No, you
do.
should do it. One.
That's what sports do. Yeah, yeah. Parallels life, changes you for the better, right? You want everybody to be able to do it.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
That's
yeah. You guys are the lucky two.
No, the lucky too. Very lucky.
Yeah, that was good, guys.
Thank you.
That's good. Thank you, guys.
Always good.
That's a wrap. Yeah, I'm proud of you. Proud of you. That's
Awesome.
awesome.
thank you much.
Cool. Love it.